Hey, we're at Audifeed Music Festival. Welcome to the middle Deacon, my friend all the way from Poland, at least back in the day, Yarek,
Hi.
is here. And we've known each other for quite a few years. Yarek has got an amazing story. Uh, and I just wanted to for him to share some stuff how God is using him these days. And you might know him from black metal bands like Elgibbor, Fire Throne, Katumus. Did I forget any?
Frost Like Ashes. I don't know, that's all also.
Yeah. So we were just talking about it. We actually the first time we met was in 2007 at a Frost Like Ashes show at the Cornerstone Festival. But we had written and sent each other's. He sent me some files years prior to that for the Intense Extreme Radio with Sanctuary. But okay, so Yarek, just tell me a little bit about how was your life before you became a Christian, and when did you become a Christian?
Before I was Christian, I was kind of anti-Christian. My beliefs was Satan, and I was called a Satanist, and was against the Christianity, against the Jewish people. I was against any system of religion. Yeah, that was and I also was playing with some black metal satanic bands on the scene, black metal scene. Yeah, or there was kind of black metal, but also they put in some Nazi stuff too. So there was the days. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Those were the different days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did God capture your heart? Because let me see if the wind.
There was the time in my life when I was searching for answer in my life. I remember we recorded one of the material in one of the studios. I was so drunk, and you know, most of the lyrics I was singing that was very against God, against Jewish people, against Christianity, hate everything, and after this recording, I was listening to this material, and inside me was just a question: why I do this? Who am I, and where this going to? Why this makes sense? So I have many questions why I do that, and who am I? Yeah. And then there was the time in my life I was kind of depressed because I was living in a dark time. There was everything I going through because I take seriously the Satanism and occult and everything I going through with hateness, and so that was the dark time in my life. And some of my friends that was going very, very deep, so Satan told them to do suicides, and they do. And I was the next one on the list, like they say. But I was on the time kind of broken, searching if it's anything like God or Creator or whatever it is, please help me find some life sense, because I don't know now, because I'm on a point when I'm lost. So I remember I was kind of devastated and crying, and I was sitting on a chair, and a friend of mine, he was the drummer, but he left the band because he became a Christian. But there was a good friend of mine, so he saw me and stopped, and he asked me questions. I talk with him because I know him from the kids. We play together and doing stuff. So I talk with him. Why is the reason I don't? So he told me how God changed his life. and that was kind of amazed me. And I like science fiction book or movie, whatever he's saying, the things, miracles, and just okay. So it's not the God I know. It's something different. So he say, it's a Christian conference in Warsaw. So if you wanted to, you can go with me. And I told him, oh, I can thinking about, and that was the time I got the dreams. Before I go into this conference, I got one of the dreams. I was some talk with some guys, and there was hands coming to my face, and there was like letters Emmanuel. At the time, I even don't know who is Emmanuel. I was thinking maybe Samael or whatever, some of the demons, or maybe some, But that was very interesting. And there was the other dream came to me. I was kind of in a party house. There was every people dancing and smoking and drinking and have a huge party. But I was inside, I was kind of like I don't feel like I'm part of this party. And I look in the windows, and there was like wall, and I was jump on this wall and looking on the other side, and there was like beautiful green grass, and something amazed me. And I remember I was jumping on this other side to the wall. Okay, so there was these two dreams, and then I go into the conference, and I have Satanist symbols on me, long hair, and and a friend of mine, they ask him, for the registration, who is this? And he says, this is my pastor. Of course I'm not. He was joking. And I came to this conference, and the people came to talk to me, and they talk like they just talk with God. I was amazed me, like they say, oh, God doing this, and I talk with him about this, and there was I was thinking, where these guys came from? What's that? I just don't understand it. God, in my imagination, there was some guy on a picture or whatever, symbols, or whatever, kind of religion thing, but never, see like the people have a relation with God and talk with him like I talk with you, so that was kind of crazy, and they accepted me how I looks like. They don't even ask me, question. They just say, accepted me like I be talking with God too.
Wow.
So I was thinking,
good.
I don't know. It was kind of crazy. And I remember there was the day the preacher actually from Sweden, he was preaching, from the gospel, and that was kind of opened my eyes, what he's saying. The things I never hear about God. I hear about Jesus and blah blah stuff. Kind of religious way, but he was talking like those opened my eyes. I just wow, this makes sense. And then on the end of this preaching, there was the other friend of mine. He go with me. He says, I'm bored, so I can travel with you for this conference because I don't have nothing else to do. There was tall skinhead guy. That was a good friend of mine. He just good buddies. So he says, well, I can go because I'm bored, and so we look kind of strange. There was the Satanist metal guy, and there was skinhead guy, with Nazi symbols and other stuff. Yeah. Very kind of matched. And he was tall, kind of like midget or a hobbit. So we kind of, but okay, so God put me on this place, and we was there, and this guy stopped preaching, and he asked, if anybody else want to meet the Jesus, please came to the front. And I was looking, the friend of mine, he was go to the front. I was thinking, okay, but I was stay there because I don't understand what's going on, and what they asking for, or I was just, that was weird for me. On this day, I don't take any mushrooms or any drugs, but I got a vision. There was on the stage that Jesus stay and he says, "Run." So I was just shocked and I ran to the stage. And there was like, for me, there was when I ran, there was like I'm run on the water. And, I even don't know this verse into after, I was, about the Peter and Jesus says, "Come to me," on the water. Yeah, there was, but, Jesus told me run. So I was there. And so I asked to Jesus become to my Savior, and he became to my Savior, and it was kind of one step. But the next day there was other guy. He was talking about some spiritual war, and for me, I was Satanist. I know the spiritual stuff in there, so there was kind of for me like, wow, there was something going on in there. And when he was preaching, inside of me, like, some anger and other stuff going on. I kind of don't understand what's going on in there, but something inside me. And on the end, he was praying and he says, came to the front, and came to the front, and I hear voices, kill him, beat him, anger, that was very, very, inside me. And there was other people came and pray for me, and I was like shaking, like someone we put in voltage on you, I just don't know what's going on, and like the shaking, like the beer and the bubbles going on. So I guess the Satan coming out, whatever. Yeah, and there was like that, and I remember I fell down, and when I the thing. I see there was like water. I came out like from the water. When I opened eyes, I be like came out from the shower, like brand new, like God cleaned me from some dirt in my life. And that was amazed me, because on these days God delivered me from many things. I was addicted, and I have a hard time to be free from this. But on this day, actually God take away many things from my life, and I remember there was first time I feel love. I never feel, like real love and peace. I never have a peace in my life before, I always was something, wrong. And I remember I was running after bus. God give me energy, and something, that was in 1996 that happened. And from these days, God's actually, still working on my life and still amaze me in my life. And I still learning in my life until He came. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a crazy testimony. And just, I think to me it just speaks about how there's no one is too deep into to hurt and darkness and addiction for God and Jesus to still reach into the darkness and get you. So that's you're a living testimony of that. So how tell me a little bit. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing with the youth now.
Oh, now we're living in Iowa and Washington. We work in a youth center, and those, God is amazing. He doing some things His way, of course, His way. Yeah. And when we pray, we always think, oh, they be like, we have already vision how they be. No, it's not like that. If you give in to God, God doing that His way. So that was the thing, and the churches in there that asked me to come to the Washington, and my first reaction was, of course, no. I like to be rebel sometimes, but I like to hear from God exactly. Oh, yeah. I'm not just wherever they come in, I go. I learned the hard way, but
you learned.
Yeah, yeah. And so God doing step by step and open for us the place for the youth center in Washington. So we working for the with the youth, which one they are from broken families, from homeless, and we do like from the Tuesday to the Friday. We do some. Services to help them, but also we have like some games. But Wednesday we have actually like youth service, so we have a Christian band which one playing there from the beginning, and after we have some talking more about to build our life and stand up, which one we have a lot of testimonies which one God changed their lives, that's and we expected more. And when I first time came there, the people talking to me, oh, you are in the right place, and we will see all lots of things. I was looking to the, how you know that, and how you see more than I see. I was not sure, but if God has something, I like to see that. So yeah, we see that, and I know it's a God. It's not we put in our place. So this is the place. It's an old church, and we have a stage in there, and it's nice place to even some people can came visit us and share some something what God doing in their life, or even bands. And we like to do more on this place. So I hope in the future they be work out even more, they be place more popular.
And it sounds like a lot of these kids, teenagers coming, you said they're from broken homes, and they are really, really in need of people who are willing to show that love and unconditional love
Yes.
that they are not getting from the homes.
Yes.
Because some of the things you told me was just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
There
was I talked with one of the kids. Usually the people accuse, they are bad kids, and blah blah blah. But if you don't talk with them, if you don't spend the time with them, find a way to communication, you will never know what's going on in their lives. And when they share what's going on in their lives, I was kind of shocked. There was big kid kind of looking scary, but what story he told me, when he was younger, the parents lock him in a basement, in a dark basement, and close the door in the basement, and lock him for the nights. And he crying, and he try escape and the other things. And that was like, I don't understand it, but the things happen. And other kids, they don't want to go back home because they say, I even don't know who is my father and who is my mother, because we live in a difficult time, and many of these kids are lost. And if we, like our Christian, God save us, so why we shouldn't share with them, His love, I remember when God showed me His love the first time, like I told you, the peace, and first time I feel like just, wow, that was like something, it's not drugs, I've been in drugs before, but when God show you something, it's just powerful. It's just, and you are, it's good to be addicted with God, I mean say. Yeah, so the stories from these kids are kind of break my heart, and that's why God showed me we are here to do something about. And and we believe in that. That's me and my wife, and some people from this community in Washington. They try kind of support this place, and we serve the food also every day for them, because many of these kids, parents too busy, they don't give them nothing to eat. So we try to kind of keep them healthy, or share them we love them, not only talking, but some way we can help. And even with clothes, or every needs they have.
Yeah.
The last week we take the kids for the camp. There was Christian camp, and we find the sponsors for that. Thanks God for them. And I was shocked, how the kids came back, and they even parents came to me, and they thankful. They say, "Wow, that's amazing," So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So just would you share here these last few minutes where God capturing you? You had friends who drug blackmail friends, satanic blackmail friends who became Christian, right? And
Yeah.
who drug you to church,
Yeah.
and the Holy Spirit just convicted you, and God already prepared you with the dreams.
Yeah.
And now I really admire the work you're doing with the youth, and how important it is to not just say, come up to this event, listen to a Christian concert, and then go home,
Yeah.
and then think that you have fed them spiritually, but feed them physically with food, take care of their needs, food, clothes, and the spiritual aspect as well.
Yeah.
So I think we need to serve the whole body, the whole human, like Jesus did.
Yeah.
He made
Exactly.
bread. Yeah.
Exactly.
He quiet
And
the
there
storm,
was not
and he
just
taught.
he saying, "Okay, now done,
Yeah.
go home."
Yeah.
Yeah, there was every day they have followers. Many people follow Jesus, but not many actually stay with him into the end. But he not reject the people, whoever they are. That's the love. He talked with prostitutes. He was with rebels. He was with the tax people. So he was on different places, and actually he was the places when the other religions they be never going to.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I don't want it to be proud. I'm okay with myself because I know God's still working on my life, but I wanted to see how God see the things around, and needs with the kids or other places. I'm sure it's many more places in there when they have a needs, and the people talking
Absolutely.
about gangsters and other things, but there was the roots why the gangsters coming and why the things going, because they don't have a love like we're
Yeah.
talking before,
Yeah.
and they don't know their real God. They know some picture or whatever, or they heard from some other people, religion people, which one, try to push too much, or somehow. That's why God came to heal us from the. And I believe, everyone. I don't know how much you are in a dark place, or how much you are bad. You think about you, and you think you are done, and whatever. Um, God don't give up on you, and He give you dreams. I was born again in 1996, and I can tell you, into these days, there was like 20 years, 21, whatever it is. Still God refreshed me, the new fresh. Of course, we're going through these storms and situations in our life, but with God, it's much easier. It's much easier. You can go in through, and you grew up, and you be stronger, even more stronger, and you can help others. Yeah, that's the way He is.
Oh, yeah. That's the way he is.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for sharing, Yarek.
no problem.
And
Andreas. Love you,
yeah,
bro.
love you too, man. So and keep it metal. I know you still. Yarek, he's a very productive guy. Whenever you find time in with the family life, you got two beautiful daughters, and then still spread out some black metal in your house, in your man
Yeah.
cave.
Yeah, maybe not in my house. My wife kind of
Okay.
not agree with my
Okay.
screaming part, but yeah, I can play some melodic stuff. you know.
Yeah, you still get some opposition.
Yeah.
But, it's
So that's why they
could be
kicked me
worse.
to the basement.
All right,
And I'm okay with it.
that's good stuff. Thank you so much. And yeah, it's just to me it's important. I love when hearing people's story, and it's so important with being honest, and that's when you can relate. you hear somebody's story, you can relate, you can be inspired, and Yarek, you definitely inspire me, and ever since we were emailing back and forth on what was that back then, MySpace,
Mm-hmm.
and then in
I
person.
don't have MySpace anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. And now we're just seeing each other with their families and kids. That's great. All right, but middle on, and God bless, and may the peace of our Lord Jesus Christ be with you.